Welcome to part 2 of my Project Pan 2018 update and my plans for 2019. Blah, 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 blah. Let's play with the lights some more because I'm kind of terrible at this. I did not learn my lesson about taking on too many panic projects last year because I'm doing it again for 2019. So not only will I be continuing the Vision 2020 and doing the lip service project, but I'm also going to do Pan as Old as Time. This is where you take your oldest eyeshadow palette, or in my case, a Z palette full of your oldest eyeshadows. Here's what I have. These are all Mary Kay repressed and some remixed eyeshadows. And there's a Smashbox single that lives with them, but that's not really part of the project. So my goal is to use up completely these two. These two have backups. So I want these gone so I can just put the backups in there. For the rest of them, I'm not so concerned with using them up, but I would love to hit Pan in them to at least get some more use out of them. And because there's something wrong with me. There's something very, very wrong with me. I'm also going to be doing 19 in 2019. Yep. So let me show you what I'm up to and explain why I'm doing this. I imagine from seeing a lot of my videos recently, you've seen what horrible condition my hands are in. I haven't been paying the least bit attention to them other than just putting on some lotion so my skin doesn't completely crack apart. But I haven't been maintaining them as well as I should. So part of the aim of this project is to change that. I am going to use up my old Mary Kay cuticle cream and my old Mary Kay satin hand system. Do you guys remember this? Do they still do it? Well, with the satin hand system, and it does work. I just haven't done it in forever. You use first the extra emollient night cream. Rub that into your hands. Then you use the body care buffing cream to do a good scrub. Then you use their Satin Hands cleansing gel to wash it all away. And then your hands do actually feel much better. So that's the aim of that. I'm also going to be continuing in my quest to use up my primers. Now, I had discovered what I consider my holy grail, which is the Urban Decay Urban Defense primer. This is a silicone-based primer that it's mattifying and it has sunscreen. So, of course, they're not making it anymore. So that's what I've got of that. I'm kind of saving it for, sunny days or when I'm going to be in the car, but that's my level. It's not so much that I'm trying to use it up, but I know I'm going to wind up using it up. But to get to that first, I want to finish up that Smashbox primer. I also want to finish up this rather old Urban Decay Pore Perfecting Complexion Primer, potion in the old packaging. Yes. So that's where I am with that. And I remember, I know why this hasn't been used in some time, because I was using regular primer over the rest of my face, and then I was using a sponge to kind of press it into my pores, and after a while, for the texture, and then there came a point where I just wasn't so worried about the texture, so I just started skipping it. But I'm going to try actually using it as a regular face primer and just to get it out. I also have this Professional Primer Mini that I just want to use up and get out. Maybe I'll Maybe I'll compare it to the Smashbox or something while I still have it, but I mostly just want to get it out of here. I also have this Urban Decay eyeshadow primer potion. This one, I keep forgetting to put it on, so I've got to get better about that, especially because I have a backup for this. It's the old kind without the doe foot, which I appreciate. I'd much rather just have the squeezy tube. So I want to finish this up so I can crack out my backup and start working on that. In case you haven't seen a theme yet, a lot of my projects are aimed at getting through a product so I can actually start using the backup. I want to stop doing backups for the most part. I did see Lauren May's video on why you shouldn't buy backups, and I agree, and it's part of a hoarding instinct that I want to fight. So it's part of why I'm doing this. Speaking of a Mary Kay oil-free eye makeup remover, I'm pretty sure I have a backup. In addition to the 2 mini mascaras that are already in my Vision 2020 project, I have a full-size CK1 mascara that was an Ulta birthday gift a while back. It did get used a little, but not much. It still smells fine, so I'm willing to give it a chance. Obviously, if I think it's gone bad, I'll get rid of it, but so far it still seems to be good because I don't really think I used it much, so I want to use that up and get it out of my life. And also, I bought a backup of my single of Anastasia Beverly Hills eyeshadow in China Rose. Why? Because they were $2 each on clearance. So I couldn't resist that. It's a beautiful color. And I think we're all going to be seeing a lot of this on me this year because I want to use this up and bring out my backup so I can stop with the backups. I need to stop with the backups, or at least severely reduce the amount of backups I buy. Before I even started my channel, I made a Franken foundation. After I'd already made the decision to do it, I saw a Sophia Nygaard video where she did it and she really loved the results, so that just sort of cemented my decision to do it. So it was my idea, but apparently not original. And when I made this Franken foundation, this was full, like absolutely just topped full. So I've gotten pretty far on this. I actually occasionally have to put in some witch hazel to thin it out. Right now it's a bit too thick, and now it's also a bit too dark because it is winter. So I picked this up to work on that. So I'll be doctoring this a little bit before I use it with some witch hazel and a little bit of this lightning foundation, but I am very keen to finish it up, mostly because I really like the tin, but I don't like having the foundation in the tin and dipping the applicators in. It's not ideal. I haven't had any issues from it. I haven't broken out from it, but rather than make another Franken foundation in it, I'm holding back on doing that until I have an empty bottle to put it into. And speaking of an item that may go into the Franken foundation, or actually is entirely likely to go in, is my Mary Kay medium coverage foundation in Ivory 104. I actually got really irritated years and years ago when I first started wearing and selling Mary Kay. My foundation shade was called, I think it was called Porcelain. And it was absolutely perfect. It was a perfect match. It came in the pretty pink glass bottle, or excuse me, the glass bottle with a pretty pink cap. And then some years later, they switched to these tubes. And it was not a perfect match. The Ivory 104 was actually a little light. So I was convinced to combine it with Ivory 204 and sort of mix it myself on the spot as I was applying foundation. So I did that for years and years. Never liked doing that. Got on my dang nerves. So I'm likely to make another Franken foundation again, as I said, and I'll most likely keep the Ivory 204 back as a darkener for when seasons change, and then I'll use the LA Girl for when seasons change to lighten things. So those are my foundation adjusters. But this and some of the foundations in my other project are most likely going to be combined into a Franken foundation. And I'm not sure how I'm going to handle that as far as the count of things, but I will deal with that issue another day. Now, oh, and my old Franken foundation not only had several foundations in it, but it also had a bunch of samples. So before I'm getting ready to make my Franken foundation, I'm probably gonna go around and get a bunch of foundation samples so I can throw those in too. But one sample I do have that I actually have in mind for something else is the First Aid Beauty Ultra Repair Tinted Moisturizer with SPF 30. I was going to see if this was the right shade for me. I can't really tell now, but that's where it is now. And whether it goes into a Franken foundation or it's used for something else, I do want this to be gone. I have some odd little benefit samples or minis that I really like to use up. One is the Go-Go tint, and it's kind of a pretty pinky color, quite bright. I think at the time I got it, I wasn't so into bright pink, but I am now. So I think it'll be more fun to play around with. Another one is the Lally tint, which is kind of a orchid color. Actually, it's kind of a shame. I have a jacket and a shirt in this color, but they don't fit right now. Or maybe they do. I don't know. But that's the color of it. So I kind of want to play around with these and see what I can do with these. And I want to use them up because I'm cheap. The third benefit sample I have is the High Beam highlighter. I don't like liquid highlighters. I don't. They just annoy me. They usually move my product. But again, I'm gonna try to use it up just to get it out of my life, along with my Urban Decay Naked Skin highlighter mini. Now this one was I actually wasted 100 points on this. I don't know what I was thinking. Although, I mean, it's pretty. Kind of hard to tell there. This the High Beam is a little more pink, and the Sin is a bit more champagne. They're both quite pretty, and I think I can use them just fine. It's just not my favorite form of the product. And the third one, Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector Liquid. I can't even tell what color this is. No idea. Oh! Hey, it's sealed! Let's break the seal, shall we? I'd like to use this up. Unless it's too dark. Oh! Oh my. Huh. I don't know. It might be a little dark. I wonder if it's opal. Well, I'll try it out. If it's too dark, then I'll have to roll something else in instead. Well, that is it for my panning project for this year. So please subscribe if you haven't, and make sure to keep up with my progress. Also, let me know if you're doing a panning challenge. I'll be perfectly happy to follow your progress as well. We're all here to help each other. So thank you so much for watching, and subscribe. You know you want to.